Hello, it's Nikki. How are you doing? I hope you are well. And today is a check-in exercise. And again, this is about you taking this exercise and playing around with it and really getting to know yourself and your body and really being in tune with what you need and what your mind, body, spirit, soul, however you like to describe all of the parts of you, how they come to reveal themselves. It's been really interesting over the last few months. I feel like in my life and business, I've done a lot of new things. And my temptation when I do new things is to ask lots of questions and to learn and to get better and to inquire and to research and to Google and to buy a course and to book a session and to do all of the things. But what I've really realized also is I have to listen to my own gut instinct more than ever before in that process. And alongside collecting all of that information, I have to tune in and say, so how does that feel for me? Is this the right version for me? What do I need to do now in order to make this feel more like me? You can see the kind of path that I'm going along here. And so what I want to invite you to study over the next few days is your own patterns of decision making. And I want to ask you, what does your body do, or how do you respond when you know something is an absolutely let's do it immediately, this feels so aligned, this feels so good? What does that look like? So this could be really simple. This could be something like you buying some food where you're like the other night I had a craving for soup. And I said to Matt, he was like, what do you want for dinner? Because he was going to the shops. And I was like, I really would like, please, some soup and some really good crusty, dippable bread. And it was cold and it was miserable outside. And I'd had a really full-on day at work. And that is exactly what I fancied. Also, we don't have a table at the moment because we're in the middle of moving house. So I just wanted to sit on the sofa with my little tray with the soup on, some really great butter on that bread. And that was it just spilled out of me. And I think that's my first sign for me as well, when I know that I'm like, yes, this feels so good. I absolutely want to do this thing. And it usually takes me seconds to make an action. So whether that's replying to an email or saying, yes, I absolutely want to do this thing, or I don't know, telling somebody or having that excitement within myself, whatever it is. So this is a really interesting moment to notice. The second thing is for you to recognize where and why you hesitate. And this is a really interesting sign for your body to tell you, because when you hesitate, it may not be completely accurate in terms of helping you make a decision. So for example, you might get I'm not sure about this because you've never done it before. And that's not to say that you don't want to do this or it's not the right step for you, but there's something in your pattern of behavior or your beliefs that you hold with you of, I always feel a bit cautious about doing new things. It's really interesting. So I want you to notice where you find that resistance. And I guess on the really sort of extreme side of this, where do you get those signs of like, absolutely no way, I cannot think of anything worse, like I would rather do X, Y, and Z? And sometimes it could be just you making a sound, or your stomach does a flip, or you find yourself suddenly fidgeting or walking away or pacing around, like, you will know if you ever walk past my house and if you see me in the living room and I'm on the phone and I'm pacing up and down, I'm usually doing a grown-up, big girl, adult conversation. I very rarely sit in the same spot. I pace and I talk, and yeah, that's what I do. So what the interesting bit in between here is going to be is recognizing when you say, absolutely, yes, I'm going to do this. Woo, yeah, like I'm saying yes, and I'm saying yes, big, hard yes immediately. Also recognizing when you say no, and absolutely hard no, do not want to do this, if I was the last person on earth, extreme. But then those pieces in the middle, when you're faced with new decisions, new ways of doing things, and what do you do in those circumstances? So as I mentioned, over the last few months, I feel like I've really, really been stretched in lots of different ways. And I have come to welcome in new, reassuring conversations or ways of doing things that have comforted me through this process. So sometimes Matt and I will use this expression with each other from Gabrielle Bernstein's book. I think it's from The Universe Has Your Back. It's a really incredible book anyway. So do check it out if you're looking for a bit of guidance or support or reassurance. It's brilliant for all of those. When we were looking to move, we very much tried to stay in the place of this or something better. This or something better. So we weren't in a decision-making mode where we're like, oh my God, if it's not this, it's the end of the world. We in fact put ourselves in that more positive situation of like, it's this or something better. It's okay. We are protected. We are looked after. And even though I didn't necessarily feel and believe all of those things at the time, I found it very reassuring. Sometimes I use expressions of just one thing at a time. Slow down to speed up. How do I feel in this situation? And I also recognize when my old self or old beliefs are trying to get in the way of what I actually want to be doing. And I've really noticed this in all areas of my life and business, actually, where I get really attached to things. And this is always my opportunity to check in and say, why am I holding on to that? What is it about this next stage that on paper could lead to success, bunny quotes, that sense of what I want or seeing what the next chapter reveals. But I always ask myself, what's going on underneath? Why isn't this situation, even though I know on a deep down level, like this is the right next step for me, what is holding me back? Where am I not backing myself? What do I need to do? Where is the reassurance that I need? What work or exercises do I need to do in order to move forward? Because we can all say these blanket statements, and I know I've done it myself. I'll do it in next month, or I'll do it when I've got more time, or I'll do it when I'm less tired, or I'll do it when I've got more money, or whatever it might be. And actually, sometimes decisions in life have no rhyme or reason, but you know that it's the next step. You know that you've set the intention to do that, and it's time to move forward. So I've seen this sometimes where when I was working as an agent 10 years ago, I would have actors who would say to me, I just want to do this, or I really want to get an audition with this person. And so as agents, we would work hard, we would work strategically, we would work methodically to get this client in front of the people that they want to. And sometimes, actually very rarely, most people were ready because we had that caliber of actor. But occasionally what would happen is somebody would say, brilliant, I've got the audition or I've got the meeting. And then they would come out and maybe they sabotaged it in some way. Maybe it went wrong in some way. Maybe they did a big song and then they did a massive bum note in the middle of it. And this is a really interesting test, I guess, when you're thinking about what you want and making sure that you're being really honest with yourself, that should that thing come in or should that opportunity be available to you, you're A, going to do the work and move forward, and B, that you're going to be willing to play. Because what might happen is you set the intention, you set the goal of like, right, I really want to grow my business this year. I really want to do X, Y, and Z. And then the perfect person is out there who can help you. And then you might say, oh yeah, but I'm not ready. And I think I've noticed this pattern over the years in terms of my own personal brand. Because many, many times I've been in rooms, situations, circumstances, meetings where in an ideal world, I would have had more time. I would have had more time to really figure it out and to do all of the things that I wanted to do. And actually, there was no time or space or opportunity to do that. I had to jump. I had to be in the motion right there and then. And I also am really kind to myself in those moments because there have been meetings that I've had myself where they haven't gone to plan, or I felt a bit almost regretful afterwards, like, oh gosh, that really didn't go the way that I wanted to go. But what happened in that moment was I collected more data. I collected more data about what I needed to explore, where my gaps were, what I needed to do in order to keep moving forward. And so sometimes by making moves going forward, it's not necessarily about everything being perfect on the other side. And I think there's sometimes this impression like I've just made the decision and everything's now perfect and it will all work itself out. Actually, there will probably be a few bumps in the road along the way. And it's just about holding that focus, holding that stare, and moving through them and crossing each bridge as and when you come to it. So that's what I would love you to observe today. 3 things in summary. 1, how do you know something is an absolute yes, please, let's do it yesterday, come on, woo, this is really exciting moment. Secondly, how do you know when it's an absolutely no go? And I've definitely got better at this when I've been, as I've got older, because sometimes I would find myself in situations where somebody would kind of, wear me down. Like, oh, come on, Nick. Oh, come on. Oh, no, but if you just did this, it's going to be fine. Just trust me on this. Even though the whole of my instinct and my intuition was like, no, this is not the right thing for me. No. And I've learned over the years to really trust in that once again. The third thing is, what are the signs, what are the phrases, what are the patterns of behavior that you recognize when you meet the situation? It's the head and heart situation where you know that this is the next right step. But what old stories, habits, situations, phrases, old parts of you, people that have put things on you, where do they hold you back? And how can you find a phrase or some way of communicating with that so you actually do move forward? I would love to hear, as always. Also, you know that there is a glorious library of freebies over on my website, nikkiraby.com nikkiravy.com/freebies. And secondly, if you're interested in booking a pick and mix session, come on over, check out all the details, nikkiravy.com/sessions. And I would love to work with you. They're perfect for you if you're looking for something one-off, but otherwise you can come and join your personal brand plan, which is a 6-month program where you can have your support, have my support rather, by your side for 6 months. So I would love to hear what works next. And maybe, just maybe, as I'm saying this, you're like, I know that I need some help, some support, some strategy, but I've never spent money on this before and, I don't know. Let's have a chat. I do a free 15-minute session. So if you have any questions at all, please book in some time with me. I will be honest. If I can help, I absolutely will. Or if equally I don't think it's the right moment, or if I think there's somebody better or somebody more suited, I will absolutely say too. But that could be your first step of actually doing the thing. All right, I am sending so much love to you, and I will see you again very soon.